In a marathon morning, here's Yuko. Hey,
Happy Friday! Here you
everybody.
are. There you go, Colleen. Ain't crazy about cake.
Yeah, here you guys. So everything is a little bit wacky, but today morning blessing. Welcome to the morning blessing, and our morning blessings today on TikTok and Instagram at the same time is a little bit out of whack. So bear with us because we had a very busy day and then we had a very busy evening, and things just went its own way. So hang on with us. So Miss Keshi Butchie Cakes said hello, Yuko.
Hello, hello.
So anyway, let's get this going. Everybody on TikTok, welcome. Thanks for coming. Hello, Nancy. How are you doing this morning? I will be sending the address because Nancy, you want to see who is here? Come quickly and show your nose so Nancy can see you.
My nose?
Yeah. Yuko is here, so I'll get the address from her. So anyway, so let's get this going, guys. Good morning. Today, I decided our most important thing today is that we are doing this on the bucket list. The bucket list breakthrough. And, I'm moving from circling to moving towards. So that's very strange, right? Financial, mental, and spiritual. So blessings, everybody. We're standing on a crossroad where our bank account, sorry, it's all about money. That's all I'm hearing. Says one thing, but your purpose says another. So I'm moving you from concerning yourself about that bank account constantly and making a bucket list. When the storm is over, where are we going to shelter? So right now, the entire world is in a financial storm. And we are concentrating on it. We are hearing it. We are worrying. We talked about that for weeks. We've been doing this. We have to move from that. So because of that, I'm about to tell you this. Your prosperity is not under attack. Your focus is. We are focusing on things like that. So that is where we are. We're focusing and it's under attack. We get it. But what is really happening is that we need to pivot away from that focus because we're giving it all the energy we have. And I know this is challenging. I deal with it too because you get the results. You see your portfolio going down, things are not going the way it is supposed to go. So what I'm saying is we are moving from that focus and we are moving towards getting ready. We need a bucket list. This has to go. Winter is finishing. Spring seems to be saying hi. So, what is our bucket list? You have to make sure consider the day you start it, my National Bucket List Day. You have to claim. We are shifting from panic to planning. We are in panic, but we cannot change panic. But we can take time while in the panic to plan what we desire in our life. And that's where we're going. The bottom line is if you don't give your mind a destination, it will spend all its energy circling your problems. I want you guys to remember that. Take that quote and swallow it. Hold it in your hand. If you don't give your mind a destination, it will spend all its energy circling your problems or what you purport to be problems. So we need to stop that. We need to come to the point in our life where we have to say, okay, we are working on this thing right now, and it's taking up all of our energy. I don't know. All of our energy. It's just swallowing us up. And what we're saying to it is that, no, you have to concentrate on our situation. It's much better. And that is why we have to make sure we take it away from all that problem the world is sending and say, no, we are going to put it. We are going to put it in our plans. We are going to make a bucket list because it will clear. It must clear. And if we just sit in the problems, when the clearance comes, all the turmoil of the world stops, we will still be sitting in the problem. We need to have a choice. We have to change it. Many of us never thought, for example, that COVID would ever stop. But COVID came and it lasted 4 years and it left. So we have another COVID right now in the world, a COVID that will last another 4 years. We're going into we're in the second year. It has to go. So when all this chaos of the world stop, with all these things happening, we have to have a bucket list. And we can only prepare our bucket list in the middle of the chaos. So we have to circle or what we desire. We have to move. Stop the spinning. Stop spinning. When you face financial uncertainty, our thoughts tend to loop. It does. We worry a lot about what is and what isn't. So let's look at it from this angle. Let's just change that. A mind without a bucket list is like a ship without a rudder in a storm. You aren't going anywhere. You're just getting dizzy. And literally, you're dizzy. And that is one of the things we have to remember. So while this storm is about us, what we need to do is to take a few moments every day and start writing a list during the financial squeeze. So you are saying, okay, you exist, but I need to plan this. I need to take action on my bucket list. It is being realistic. You're acknowledging it, but you're saying, I have to do something else. It's being strategic. So you don't think of what you're doing, you're planning. And a plan has to have some strategy. It pulls your mental pillar out of survival loop and into a vision mode. I can see clearly now. I have a vision for my future. This too shall stop. This too shall go. And I have a vision. So you cannot build a future you haven't first dared to imagine. You have to imagine what that future of yours can be. And sometimes when you do that, you're going to have a big, audacious future. That plan is big. And that is why you plan. You see it and you believe and say, I'm going to do this. Let me write down what I want to do. What is your bucket list? Whatever you're going through right now, maybe you have the financial means to weather this storm, to buy the normal things you normally bought for yourself and your family. Or you are the one that have to think twice. But even before you make a purchase, you pause and you think. And you are still financially secure. You can just do it. You still need a bucket list. You still need to have a plan. And you cannot not have goals, dreams, and desires. As long as you have a beating heart, you have to believe that you can, and you have to create that bucket list. Where do you want to be in 2 years? You know, it doesn't have to be next week. It could, but when you make a bucket list, that's human business. It's deep. You have it filled with your dreams. Do not negate them. I'm bending this way and that way because I'm purposely telling you I had a bucket list. It's in a little red book. Many of you have seen this little red book from the dollar store hardcover. Everything on that bucket list has come to pass and more because it was written down. Any of you who ever saw that movie, The 10 Commandments, remember when Pharaoh said to describe, when he said to the Israelites, you're going to know how to make bricks, but you have to go get the straw. Before, there was a group making the bricks and those bringing the straw and the clay to make the bricks. But because of what Moses asked for, he said, okay, punishment on you. You're going to have to collect the straw, collect the clay, make the same amount of bricks. And Yul Brynner was the actor. He turned his body and he said, so let it be written, so let it be done. And remember that. I am telling you, I am proof of whatever you write down, you will get. When you write it down, you're making it happen. That you heard, that's my seal. In the old days, they had a seal and something. And when you saw that seal, you knew who it came from and you knew that was from this person for sure. Our seal is to write it down. And as you're writing it down, you can think. So let it be written. So let it be done. That's how goals, that's your bucket list. And it might be a future. I am going on a river cruise down the Rhine River in May for my 80th birthday. I wanted that. I wrote it down. My children wanted to have a party and invite the mon and the parish. And I thought of it. And I thought, no, I don't want a birthday party with people giving me things I do not need anyway. Or, or those that will say, you don't really need anything. I don't want that. I want to go on a river cruise. I want to go on the Rhine River from the top to the bottom. That's what I want to do. Well, that wasn't what we were thinking. Well, you know what? Here's my goals. On my 80th birthday, I want to do this. Here it is. It's written. So let it be written, so let it be done. That's what I showed them, my bucket list. I told you, one of my bucket lists from before was when I turn 63, I am going to buy a luxury car for cash. A luxury car for cash. I walked into a dealership and I did that. It was written actually 8 years before. But it was on my bucket list and I got it. It came to pass. So when we are sitting here and you're saying, Tessa-Marie, the world is in a turmoil, fine, we know that, we've done it already, you saw it already, you know it already, it's not changing for another 3 years perhaps, and maybe not. But in the meantime, you can draw your map, you can create your list, and you have a bucket list. And honor your bucket list. Do not go saying to your friend that likes to criticize, I have a bucket list, I have this on my bucket list. You don't need this. Your bucket list is between you and your divine, your God, your creator, whoever, the universe, doesn't matter. It doesn't include anybody else. Yes, you might have a husband and you can, if you want to share it, or that person might say to you, where are we getting the money from? You don't need to hear that. The where it is, without the what you want and the why you want it, the where doesn't show up and the how doesn't show up. You have to know what you want and why. And then the how will find its little way to you. It will stroll and say, hi, I'm there to show you how. And you just say, thank you. So, you cannot build a future you haven't first dared to imagine. I know that some of you are thinking, Tessa-Marie, how can I dream a bucket list when inflation is rising? This is the picture that has to unfold in your mind. When you stop dreaming because of your current balance, you effectively tell the universe that your circumstances are bigger than you and your creator. Really? The circumstances surrounding you is bigger than you and your creator? Whoever said that? Who told you that? You know, it's not. You have to believe I stand on solid ground. And what I desire, I will receive. You have, of course, to ask for it, which is a lesson I learned this week. So you have to put it in there. When you stop dreaming, you actually stop living. Because you're stuck in the past. You cannot get over yesterday. The cost of food at the supermarket, one chicken was $7, now it's $22. But that was yesterday you saw it. Today, you're not going to buy a chicken. Why are you worrying about the chicken that you saw yesterday? Your bucket list, write it down. Take some time to sit and just play with it. Look at it as if it's a fun thing. Oh God, if they could only see me now saying I want to travel the world in 40 days. Who said you can't? Just laugh and write it down. Give it energy. Do not write a list and say, well, I don't know if I'll get that, but I'm putting it down. Tessa-Marie said you'll put it down. No, not like that. If Tessa-Marie could see that list now, what would she think? And you write it down and you cover it. You put it away. It's your business. Every now and again you pick it up. You do not let people make it. Criticize it and work on it. Nancy says, I'm saving money now for an Alaska trip I will take next year for my 75th birthday with my son. Wow. But you have to. And Nancy, that is amazing. And that is what it is. So, think of a seed planted in drought, right? The seed is planted and it's drought. So making a bucket list now is drought time. Dry. No money coming in. Everything is a mess. But if you stop planting the seed, it will never arrive. If you stop your bucket list because the circumstances happening around you, not in your heart, not in your desire, not in your dream, not in your energy, not in your fascination with your belief, but because of what's happening around you. Hey, why are you letting what is happening outside of you affect what is going on inside of you? And you wonder why we sometimes get sick. So think about it. But if you plant that seed, that tree in drought, and it will just say, okay, I'll get sunshine. All I need is sunshine. I need sunshine. And it has enough sunshine. When the rain comes, it is ready to accept the rain. Although it was sitting there waiting for the rain, but it was there. It didn't die. It took sun. All that was available was in the drought is sun. And maybe if I just push my root a little deeper, I will end up getting to water down there. I just have to keep pushing. And that is, I have a little book called The Story of a Tree. I think the copy is over there. And in that, I talk about the little seed. And he just said, if I can put my roots into the water, it will come. And it did. So your bucket list is your way of saying ready for the rain. That's what it is. The showers of blessing. That's what you're waiting for. So, just like the seed, your spirit needs a target. Where are you going? Make that Nancy's going on an Alaskan trip with her son. What is yours? Do you want to go somewhere in the world or maybe in your own country? Do you just want to go and look at something different? It doesn't have to be a grand, audacious bucket list right now, but it can be a small one, day in and day out, a little at a time until you come to the big one. Rome wasn't built in a day. To have a wall, you need only one brick to start. You cannot start it with 100 bricks. Every brick needs its place. So think of that. A bucket list is a spiritual contract. It says, I believe my financial pillar will eventually support my spiritual desires. Hey, your desire is a spiritual need to